Yeah, I think it's a very interesting point to bring up the supply chain. The parties involved with this, the supply chain, are an incredibly important part of that. And I think everyone benefits from, as you say, having that clarity, having that formality, having things documented. If overruns are happening or there are changes happening or things are late, it's not always the supplier's fault. No. It might be, things that are outside the supplier's control. So I think just being able to document that whole process has so much value in just that part of it. But when you look at the key drivers for why people are generally need to address their SOW spend and get some management around it, the drivers tend to come from an area of either like misclassification risk or procurement efficiencies or just kind of spend management angle in terms of just getting more spend under management. But all three of them kind of come together really when you've got that actual visibility.
And I think that's, just touching on Chris's point, I think that's why this works so well, is that when I first started to question the way that things were working, it wasn't because I thought that I could outsource all of my third-party spend to a single company. Because I know that a lot of statement of work MSPs are, you give us the statement of works and we will draw in from a contingent labour arm of our business and we will deliver that for you. And it wasn't that. And I think that's, if you remember that meeting that you and I had, that I think that May meeting it was, I have an excellent supply chain and they are doing excellent work for us. There's no question to the quality of what they're doing for us. It's about ensuring that we give them a fighting chance of delivering what we ask them to. So articulation of the statement of work being the first point of that. Once we have agreed on that and made sure that obviously commercially and health and safety and everything wise there's a balance to it, ensuring that the execution of the project is then delivered on time, to cost, to quality, that the supplier knows where they stand in the delivery of it, the payment of it. If there's any variations and change, it's not ambiguous. They understand where they are, and I think that's where it worked really well, Chris, wasn't it? Was that I think you and I sat down. There was a bit of chaos around it at that time, and I think you and I sort of sat in a corner, and I just sort of walked you through what was in my head.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's what we do internally. So I have a commercial department who manages projects to make sure that we, when we're delivering a project, that we don't overspend, that the variations are controlled, and the client gets what he wants at the right quality and the right price. And what Alan was asking for was us to offer that as a service.
Yeah.
And that was new for us. And we thought, well, we provided advice before, about what a fully contracted out service looks like, what a scope of work helps a client to develop scope of works. But we thought, well, we've never done this on a bureau basis where we provide this as a service which has got all the KPIs associated with it. And we thought, well, let's build a service blueprint and see what it looks like. So it was pioneering. It was different. I don't think anyone else in the industry offers a service like this. No. And Zivio was key to it because we needed a thing that united both parties of talent and us to manage it, and also the supplier to come into it, which was sort of neutral. It's just a repository that manages the project, defines the scope, and it's something that everyone can see and there's true visibility on it. And that was a really good thing. And we have our own internal project management system, but the Zivio system is outgoing. It's client side and supplier side. Everyone can see what's going on, and it has that true visibility, which was a challenge because we thought, well, how are we going to manage this? Is it going to be on an Excel spreadsheet?
And that was it, wasn't it? So I remember sitting down with you, and I remember I walked through it step by step what was in my head, because I think at the time there was still this sort of misconception that I was trying to offload all of our third party to you or another. And I think you kind of went, oh, okay, well, I'll take it away. Yeah. And then you set up a call and you introduced me to Zivio, and you guys did your service demo, and it was just like yes, that's it. That's what we're looking for.